Hello again, this is Heero Uzuki with part 66 of my Fallout New Vegas Let's Play, the game in which the Big MT is supposed to be the gathering place of the greatest minds in America, at least insofar as the 21st century is concerned. However, I find myself surrounded by idiots who misplace other people's brains. You know who I'm talking about. You fucking tools. Anyway, we should probably get to know the doctors, as it were. I still want to see some credentials. What are your credentials? What gives you the right to call yourselves doctors? Also, I know it's hypocritical of me to do this, even though I keep saying this, don't do drugs. I'm serious, don't.
Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in think tank. Its purpose, unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here, impossible.
You mean impossible.
Oh, really? Now the lobotomite is a master of the dictionary arts. What, do you have a doctorate in verbology? No?
I'm just better at linguistics than you are.
Stop the presses! Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Rob Kotek on your arm? It is!
You mean
What's
my
your agenda bringing that in here? How dare you bring Rob Kotek in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Are you jealous?
We can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain could make, and they'll last 1,000 years.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ugh. Damn Robco.
You feel better?
Fine. Ask.
Do you have another name?
Yeah, I do. It wasn't always O. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier to accept the mistake as long as the purpose works.
Is it
I
that?
don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my gel ripple.
Sometimes it's better to talk about it.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after colostodiuretics.
If you say so.
Okay, so my name is an O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
Dr. Zero.
Yes, thank you. Zero. I am Zero. How
Okay.
hard is that? A narrow, thin zero. Zero's my name. I'm proud of it, all right?
Okay.
It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor
like
scan
you.
them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
This is why I took the Mentats. Again, don't do drugs.
What?
You heard me. Standard term link code to distinguish the two.
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something?
Probably.
That's brilliant. I mean, I would have come to the same conclusion.
Would you?
Eventually. Oh, who am I deceiving? I never would have figured that out. I can't figure anything out. I'm useless.
Kinda, yeah.
Exactly. At least the old name was indisputable. O is more like surprise. Oh, look what I stepped in.
Just flattering him a bit.
Well, of course it does. That's the most lethal of mathematics. That's pretty cool, actually. Destroyer of numbers. I already read it when I study. Why not basic arithmetic? I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can set myself apart. If I wanted to. Then make a zero in all the think tank. They won't be able to escape it. That diagonal slash right down the middle. Thanks. Talking to you, it really helped unclog some frustration. Talking. What a primitive form of thought kicking.
Any amazing discoveries?
You know, hearing my name said like that, it really de-reses my screens.
calm down.
As for discoveries, well, of course. Look at this. Just built it. Amazing, isn't it?
You built it. Looks like junk.
It's a discovery. Kilomiles beyond your understanding that...
It's parts from a machine.
You know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I broke one of the monitors, and those innards start falling out everywhere. If you could just hold on to that for me until, well, forever, that would be welcome.
Forever's a long time. Yes, worthless caps. Give me more of
Might
that.
have a few left. Let me check. Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place tidy.
More money for me.
That genius Mobius somehow cobbled together these really impressive-looking robot scorpions with spare parts. Even painted them.
He based them
Try
off
to see
of
what
rad
makes them tick.
scorpions.
Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Every time.
I'm sure that's fun.
Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep within the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, right. Giant monsters, sure.
Oh, they're absolutely real. Just ask Japan. They're assailed by a radioactive one all the time.
Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of a midnight science fiction feature. Ridiculous.
Like Godzilla.
What are the odds? Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
We should probably, speak with the other scientists. I use that term loosely, considering how badly they, fucked up the surgery on me. I'll take these. These. There's nothing in here. You suck.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet?
No.
We need them, as I have indicated.
Where's the volume control on you? Despite your lack of earmuffs. I don't know if I could hear any knowledge Think Tank had to share on the sciences.
Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak
Bullshitting him,
of.
honestly.
If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They can help you. Dr. Mobius was not the horrifying creature you saw upon the screen, twisted by science. He was once one of us, a friend.
The idea that you had a
He
friend
researched
is
in directions
mind-boggling.
contrary to the think tank. Brains, 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 always about the brains. So we exiled him. He says he left of his own volition, but that was to save him the embarrassment. Now he sends his intelligence-consuming scorpions from the Forbidden Zone to plunder the secrets of Big Mountain. He is a menace.
If you say so. From how, Chems?
I'm not certain. Perhaps it only affects machines. If so, you may be immune.
Lucky me.
If it is chems, then we have nothing to fear. Since we are afraid, it must not be chems, and you need not fear, which means you can test it. Logical.
Is that right?
I am Dr. Klein, Chief Head Researcher of Logistical Operations and Ideology here at Big Mountain.
Seriously, where is
I'm
your
surprised
volume
you have
controls?
not heard of me. I am first in my field, first chair, as it were, back in the days of chairs.
Strange passive sensation.
It's a side effect of the cerebral scrubbing. It won't stop you from excreting, or asking questions, apparently. Have to correct that next time.
Oh, fuck you.
Hormonal aggressive tendencies are actively suppressed, however. They are a no-no and not permitted in the think tank. The scrubbing also ensures your silence to keep Big Mountain safe. This facility is top secret, and you cannot speak of it to anyone outside of Big Mountain.
He
Should have
says.
done it with the last batch, and the anti-aggression scrub. We had to take precautions after the last visitors. They caused a great deal of damage in a short time.
Yes,
Should have
Elijah.
made sure they couldn't mention Big Mountain once they left. An oversight.
Who were these visitors?
Dr. 8 and Dr. O could tell you more. Dr. O more than 8. The battle against the visitors damaged 8's voice module.
Unfortunately
Suffice
for
to
him.
say, those visitors are unwelcome. They stole a great many secrets and much technology. Impertinent. They also broke one of my trains.
Now, was it really your train, or was it something provided by the government?
That glowing red scar, that laser lobotomy canyon maze carved in the landscape as if by some child. It is Mobius's fortress. From that hemorrhoidal fissure, he sends his amazing robo-scorpions to terrify and irritate us. He always tended to the dramatic. This is the think tank. The nerve center of Big Mountain, the greatest research center known to man, and to us. Here we test and test and test some more in the name of science, atomic power, nuclear power, and scientific power.
So, evil science. You big empty.
Yes, because the intellectually challenged see an M and a T next to each other and take Occam's razor to it.
Apparently.
While you are here, you will refer to this place properly, and you will do the same with the other scientists here.
This brain extraction you performed.
Well, we didn't actually do it. We tried to clean up after, as always, but usually the auto dock runs are remote.
Why?
But we programmed it, or Mobius did. Still, this new wrinkle with the Tesla coils in your skull was unexpected. I mean, we predicted we'd have a breakthrough eventually, but Dala knows more. She supervised your spine peel and the heart circumcision, then dumped them both into the tanks in the sink above. Quite sanitary. Sure took her time. She always takes longer than projected with lobotomite surgeries. Not sure why.
I still want to know why you felt the need to remove my spine and heart and brain.
Yes. In all probable likelihoods, yes. Possibly. That it may have gone to Mobius is merely an inkling. I don't know why, but it may be something involving the surgery code. Actually, I don't know. All I know is it misplaced itself.
Bullshit.
Or it floated off. They get into robots sometimes and go on a tear.
Doc medical routine. So you think he's responsible for the Poe's organ dump?
Yes. Always leaves back doors into things. Have to keep finding them and closing them. The auto-dock is now erased of his routines. It was thorough. Only Mobius would know for sure what happened with the procedure. Perhaps.
So you don't know.
Well, and your brain, of course, it would know as well.
My brain would know.
It can communicate the procedure when we examine it. It is conceivable to trace its surgical scalpel prints once we have the brain. Might take some time, but your brain has no pain nerve to scream at us while we dissect it. Convenient. I detest screaming in my
Oh
lab.
god, it's like a companion cube. Poor, poor companion cube.
Mobius's legacy code was in the old auto dock. Yes, it fried itself after your procedure so he couldn't tell for sure. It is unfortunate. We would have benefited from knowing how the breakthrough occurred. Even if we installed another chip, the information is lost.
Why would he want my brain?
Why does he seek our destruction? Why did he build robot scorpions with intelligence training stingers? It is because he hasn't cleaned his biogel in a long time. Clearly he's got some sort of psychological corrosion. He's mad.
Are you certain of your findings?
Dr. O is certain of his findings, and no one else in the think tank is willing to test the results. Loss of brainial power. Terrifying.
You mean intelligence?
O has said on many occasions his inability to comprehend Mobius's robo-schematics is because of repeated robo-scorpion stings.
Is he telling the truth, or is he just saying that?
Yes, a most good buy.
We don't want to spend too much time on each one of them. We've got things to do, after all. Well, I say that, but we're really just getting to know our digs. And the the incompetence I'm stuck with. Drugs. Drugs. Bullets. Thank you. Drugs. Oh. More drugs. Yum. Drugs. Don't do drugs, they're bad for you. More ammo. Duct tape, that's not helping me right now.
The lobotomite animal before me.
Hello?
What other terrifying terrors will plague us in our quest for knowledge? Communists? Communist animals, perhaps?
Come again?
Be warned. Attempt to propaganda me. I will shriek as a frightened babe, calling loyal cyber dogs to my aid. Do you comprehend, commie animal?
Excuse you?
Drama? There is no drama in science.
But there's drama
As
in
I
you.
learned in high school, science is an intellectual pursuit devoid of bestial emotions.
Then why are you
Unless,
so loud?
of course, you are a communist. Like Betsy Bright, who sat next to me in math, and her smoking Confederate Richie Marcus. As I learned in my high school, American High, AHS, drama is for movies, things of fiction. Here in the think tank, the only star is science.
And what do you do here?
Before you is the brain of Dr. Boros, head of entomology, beastology, and DNA scrambling technology here at Big Mountain.
DNA
I
scrambling.
lay the bones and hearts of animals bare beneath my searing gaze, especially the dogs. I did so love dogs once. Especially Gabe, that rascal. But there are many animals to shape. Industrious cazadors, the happy-go-lucky night stalkers. They are my living, breathing DNA test tubes.
You can blame this asshole for the release of Cazadors and Night Stalkers into the Mojave.
Indeed. Docile, curious, safe, sterile.
Not
They
at
are
all a good
contained here
descriptor
at
for
Big
Cazadors.
Mountain to preserve DNA and for observation.
All over the Mojave.
No, such creatures are found only here, for research purposes. They would no more be capable of escape than breeding.
Except they're already out.
I cannot expect a lobotomite to understand the careful surgical castrating procedures used in their creation. Perhaps a demonstration of my castrating power would settle your doubts.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that from a brain in a jar.
Because big mountain safety measures are far more sophisticated than their primitive animal instincts. We are their lords and masters.
It must be nice being as ignorant as you are.
Submit your questions. I shall respond with deadly answers. There is logic and purpose in it. If these technologies are needed to pierce the forbidden zone, so be it. Science is powerful, and in the right hands, our hands, if we had hands, we would be nigh unstoppable.
Well, it's a good thing you don't have hands then, isn't it?
It is our home, threatened by the horrors of Mobius. All we wish to do is continue our research, layer upon layer, above and beneath the floor of the crater, until we have our answers. But no, Mobius will not let us rest, scaring us with his scary robots with their laser tails and blowing up all the time.
Sounds fun. You made a mess of this.
It was not our first choice of testing grounds, but we no longer have the luxuries of our test cities. Then we lost the mountain. After the explosion, we couldn't find it anymore. So the crater became our testing grounds.
How did you lose a mountain?
For science. Yes. In the past, individuals would come to us, pay for technology, and if their town, community, or city was just right, we could use that city as a controlled experiment. Vault-Tec was much better at it, of course. We had to make do, get permission. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
If only we could have used commie cities. But capturing whole cities was hard, so we captured enough commies to make cities of our own.
Is that right?
So we had a group of Chinese prisoners to experiment on. Those were the days. But the true test was science on unsuspecting Americans. Whether it was holograms, new autodocs, toxins, vending machines, we wound them up, let them go into tiny, isolated towns. Then we observed. Boom! Yes, quite unexpected and embarrassing. All better now after the landscaping, though. Much more pleasing to our monitors. And the crater helps keep everything inside, because it is bowl-shaped.
Really? It's better because it's bowl-shaped. Okay. Okay.
Until next time, then. Provided there is a next time. For any of us.
Right. Tone down the drama. Hi. Speak to Dr. 8 if you can. In an attack. Or no, or a yes no. Forgiveness, please. Most profound. I'm just full of surprises. Not the terminals to know. He is most profound indeed. No, no, we're not gonna do that. He is most insightful. Thank you. Thank you most kindly. You want me to rob your place? Neat. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be going now.
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and proud as a teddy bear.
What?
Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us.
Is that
Yet
right?
you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis flushed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
For what reason? The quick script jumped over to the lazy paladin.
Yes, go on. Seeing your lips and mouth forming words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle and the tongue, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's malval cavity.
Are you weirded out yet? Your fascination with a human body.
What? Nonsense. What? What are you doing?
Things.
Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography? Enough. I I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me.
She says.
I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue.
You miss being human, admit it.
I cannot deny it. The illogic of it. The betrayal of our own beliefs. I blame my curiosity. Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my gel might run over.
Weirdo.
If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo.
Is the wooing necessary?
Woo. Purple, purple, woo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Purple. Ba-ba, bloop. Ba-ba, bloop. Ba-ba, bloop. Whew. Last little bit there.
Are the sound effects really necessary?
Thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
Whatever, weirdo.
Until our next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
Neat. Next stat. Lockpicking. And 1 point in explosives. What to take? Sure, why not? Doesn't hurt to have the extra carry weight. Alright, let's check out our digs and then I guess we'll go ahead and stop. I already spent so much time doing this that didn't really leave any time to do anything else.
Salutations and felicitations, sir. And
How
a
very
most
cultured.
jocund welcome to the sink. I am your electronic valet and household central processor. May I be of service, sir?
Absolutely.
Regrettably not, sir. All modules in this habitat are synthetic personalities atop a mundane operating system. There is no intelligence here, sir.
How unfortunate.
Indeed, sir. Though if sir's aim is to activate them, I lament to inform, sir, that most have been offline for some years.
Because
If
of
sir were to
Klein,
ask
the
my opinion,
idiot.
I should venture that sir is better off without them. However, if sir is determined to inflict upon sir's self their dubious services, sir might locate backup personality disks elsewhere in the facility.
Of course, the sink could afford to be a bit more lively.
Tragically, the core operating systems are also located on the personality tapes, sir. Once the tape is installed, sir may request I switch their dialectic interfaces off, and I shall oblige with great delectation. However, sir will still be required to locate and install a backup holotape to access their functionality.
Why, there's so many
As
personalities.
I am given to understand, sir, this facility was once the property of a Dr. Mobius. He crafted the personality modules as part of a collection of experiments on the subject of machine-human interface. As to the reason for the unusual choices of devices to receive the modules, I cannot say.
Alright.
Indubitably, sir.
What services do
In
you
addition to
have for
managing
me?
the personality matrices of the other household utilities, I can provide Sir with direct access to the commissary. Any goods Sir might require may be purchased through my shopkeep interface, whence tiny robots shall deliver them forthwith to this very domicile.
Neat.
Indubitably, sir. Very good, sir.
I'll take all of this. My spine. My poor, poor spine. My heart is here too, but unfortunately they can't go back in the body without the brain. Imagine that. I seem to be doing fine without it, but how long can that last? Apparently cranial surgery complications required its removal, and until your brain is returned, your heart can't be trusted to keep beating in your body. Your new heart seems to be working just fine, however. But how long can that last? For all I know, I'm on borrowed time. More ammo for me. More drugs! Don't do drugs. Don't. Just don't.
Sir is looking exceptionally sharp today, if Sir will permit the compliment.
Absolutely. Okay, well, more drugs. And water. We got drugs. Lots of drugs. Okay, well, I think now's as good a time as any to stop, because again, I spent so much time speaking with the so-called scientists down there that I didn't leave us any time to do much of anything. 1,000 pardons for that. So, let's go ahead and stop here while the stopping is good. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, then consider hitting the like button, the subscribe button, leaving a comment, and hitting that bell to stay updated with more videos from me. With that, this is Heero Uzuki, signing off. Drugs. Yes, the sink could definitely afford to be a bit more lively, so long as I'm gonna be here and have to deal with my captors down there. We're all a bunch of idiots. Someone help me.